I used to work for a department store. I worked in the area with all the phones and electronics. One day, a couple hours before I got off work, this complete fucking Karen came in and asked to look at our cameras and the display cases. So I was like, okay, maybe she'll buy one. I took my keys over to the camera aisle and I unlocked the case for her to look at them. And then she took a bunch of cameras out and started looking up and researching all of them. I don't know what she was doing. Maybe she was like photographing a wedding, or I don't know, shooting a mean ass porno. She was wearing this like green dress and she wasn't exactly like the skinniest woman in the world. She basically looked like a Granny Smith apple. She looked like the play button on Spotify. She looked like the green M&M. When I say that she took this whole next hour and a half that I was there for my shift to look at cameras, she used that whole hour and a half and she didn't buy a fucking thing. On top of this, I was forced to stand in this aisle for an hour and a half while she did this research on her phone about these cameras. And since I opened up the display case, I couldn't walk away and let her stand there with all these cameras out, because then if somebody steals it or fucking tries to run off with it, I'm probably gonna get fired. So I'm just having to sit here and watch her build a fucking fort with all the cameras in the display cases. I couldn't go help anyone in my department because I was standing here like 5 aisles away from my department in the camera aisle trying to fucking watch her look shit up on her phone. I had to make sure she wasn't about to increase her M&M size. I had to make sure she wasn't about to stuff her bra with these cameras. Her kid, who was like, I don't know, like 8 years old probably, she was with her, and after about like 5-10 minutes, you know how kids are, I mean, they get impatient after standing there for a little while, and she was asking her when they could leave. The way this woman looked away from these cameras and looked at her child and started fucking hissing at her, like just going off on her, like I could have sworn she was like a saber-toothed tiger in her past life or something. So now I'm standing here and I'm scared of this woman. Like I'm probably more scared than her kid. After she goes off on her kid for just being a kid, she just walks away. Like the kid literally just walks away, and the parent doesn't care. She's unsupervised during this whole thing, so she's just roaming the fucking department store. And then she comes back like 25 minutes later. During this whole time, I'm thinking, okay, I bet your kid just got abducted. I hope those cameras were worth it. But she comes back. Keep in mind, like, pedophiles and child kidnappers are totally free to enter any store they want. They look like just anybody else. Spare a few of them. I mean, some of them look weird as fuck, and you can kind of tell, but abductions happen like every single day, and she was just fine with her kid walking away. So it comes my time to leave finally after this fucking hour and a half. So I hand my keys off to another person so they can watch her look at these cameras and do nothing. When I got home, I took a shower, got all relaxed, I got all clean. I texted the person because I was kind of curious. I texted them and I was like, hey, are they still looking at cameras? And they literally were still there for an extra 30 to 45 minutes looking at fucking cameras. For what? Like, bitch, you're late for your wedding shoot now. You're late. Like, bro, the porno's over. Like, they fucked already. She was researching DSLR cameras. Like, they're not much different. They're really not. They all do the same thing. You click a button and it takes a fucking picture. Some of them are better quality than the other ones. Some of them do little shits other than the other ones, but fucking 2 hours and I don't know how long. Literally 2 hours, 30 minutes, some shit like that. 2 fucking hours just standing there looking like an M&M in the camera aisle. Bitch, I should have took a picture of her. She either had worse dyslexia than Percy Jackson, her brain moves slower than a computer in the 90s, or she's a fucking glitch in the simulation.